seriously, they did go there Tuesday because of the hurricane, got there early, and played really damn good football. That was a fun game yesterday. I mean, they played good, started out the game, you're going, oh my gosh, the Bucs look phenomenal. They're firing on all cylinders. All of a sudden, Baker throws, 2 interceptions out of 3 pass plays? The punt's blocked, or there's a punt return touchdown by Rashid Shaheed, and all of a sudden you're going, holy crap, the Buccaneers are kicking the crap out of the New Orleans Saints, so they're losing 20-17. And, hey, Spencer Rattler, I'll give him some credit. He made some throws and made them formidable there for a little bit while. But once those turnovers were done, man, the Buccaneers offense settled in, and they were fun to watch. I mean, Baker to Godwin, the running back tandem, almost 600 yards of total offense.
Sean
right?
Tucker.
Right. When in doubt, go to Godwin, okay? That's for sure. He had a great day, this being the biggest play of the day. 27-24, catches the ball out in the flat, breaks a bunch of tackles, but pretty
you
awesome.
You can't even really say, look, it was a great play, and I talked to him about it after the game. And he said that when you lose the momentum like that, you got to think about why you lost the momentum. Turnovers, dumb mistakes, you iron them out, and you trust everything will be fine. Play that play again.
Yeah.
Is it really a broken tackle when the guy comes in with the shoulder and isn't trying to tackle you?
Well,
that's what you get for not trying to wrap up.
I hear you. Hey, the Saints, it's a bad look. They got physically whooped against the Kansas City Chiefs. They got annihilated
right there.
Yesterday.
One.
Yeah,
he's throwing the shoulder and he's not grabbing
not wrapping up.
Yeah.
I know. And that happens a little too much in football these days. But, yeah, that was a bad showing. The Saints should be embarrassed. The Saints, it's falling apart. That's what it feels like.
And Sean Payton's coming to town.
Yeah.
They've lost 4 in a row, and Sean Payton's coming to town on a short week.
They're beat up on the offensive line. Of course, they're missing their starting quarterback. Their defense really has very few difference-making players. There's nobody on their front seven you're going to write home about. In the secondary, there's really nobody special there other than Paulson Adebo. Lattimore's solid, but that's about it. Linebackers okay. It feels like it's really falling apart there. But Tampa, that was an incredible showing. And you said the name, Sean Tucker, right? What he did. Coming out of Syracuse, he didn't get to play last year, his rookie year. But him with Bucky Irvin at running back, I mean, that's a damn good tandem. I mean, they can do break tackles,
and
break
Rashad White.
I know. So they got something working there in Tampa. It's just a little bit of a roller coaster for them right now. You'd like to see them settle in and be a little bit more consistent, but either way, good win for them and a tough week for sure.
Big distraction. They went from Tampa Bay to New Orleans on Tuesday. More than 350 people in the traveling party, more than 30 pets, 2 planes chartered by the Glazer family.
The Glazer family, way to go.
And Godwin said, when you have all this uncertainty and all these unknowns, practice, meetings, and game are the escape from all that turmoil in your life. And it also gives the folks back in Tampa Bay something to feel good about, although they might not have felt good about it during. They ultimately felt good once the Buccaneers were able to get
it around.
All right, Chargers defeat the Broncos, and this might be insensitive too, but attack the day with an arrhythmia unknown to mankind. And the only reason I'll say that is because Jim Harbaugh, who had an arrhythmia during the game, an atrial flutter, he said, and he made light of it himself, I'm 2-0 with an arrhythmia, because he had it happen in 2012. He actually had a minor procedure in 2012. That's the year they went to the Super Bowl. In November of that year, he had a minor procedure. Of course, you know how you define a minor procedure? Any procedure not performed on you. Any heart and procedure, there's nothing minor about it. If one of the potential risks is death, it's not minor. But they got through it. He went to the blue tent. He went to the locker room, had an IV and a magnesium pill. I had an arrhythmia on a Thursday morning in May during our show while you were talking. I mean, I broke out in a sweat, and I didn't feel right, and everything checked out. But I'll attack the day with an arrhythmia unknown to mankind. But, I thought the Broncos would win that game, but the Chargers came in, and 23-16 does not suggest the extent of the ass-kicking that the Chargers put on the Broncos.
Well, it's to me, and again, there's both really good defenses. The Broncos certainly special that way. We know Bo Nix is, showing signs of continuing to improve going into the game. But it's two styles of football where Denver's like having to play like this because they don't have a ton of weapons and they got the rookie quarterback. The Chargers opt to play like this. This is their kind of game, right? This is like, no, Jim Harbaugh's like, what? I want to play like this the whole year. This is what I want to do. I want to run the ball. I want to control the clock. I want to play defense. I don't care. It doesn't look pretty. I thought it was a really good game plan by the Chargers. Had the bye week. They were ready for all the crazy stuff the Denver Broncos do. They ran the ball. They were patient, right? That always calmed down a blitzing defense. And then on top of that, quick throws. That's the other thing that jumped out to me. Got the ball out of Herbert's hand, so there was no strip sacks with these crazy blitzes and the stuff that the Denver Broncos do, let alone Justin Herbert with people around him is as good as anybody in football. Like this right here. Oh, okay, you want to blitz 5? I'll just stand in the pocket. I'm giant. I'm, RoboCop in there in the pocket. Oh, boom, touchdown. Throws the ball down the sideline to Vidal on the wheel route. That was nice. And then it was just kind of slow death from there on out. Defense was suffocating. Broncos offense couldn't do anything. Chargers continued to stay patient with the run, high percentage passes, controlled the clock, did all of that. And you're right, it was a flurry of points just at the end to make it look competitive, but this one was over in the third quarter.
And the Broncos had the short week going to New Orleans on Thursday night. Key game for both teams. It kind of feels like the winner's still got a fighting chance. The loser, it's just you're getting closer and closer to it all falling apart. Colts-Titans, do you have a superlative?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it deserves one, really, but not a thoroughbred would be my then. And I mean that, like, hey, it wasn't exactly the most impressive performance by the Colts. It was an ugly football game. And, of course, Joe Flacco, he is not exactly a thoroughbred either in his older age. But, damn, he's still getting it done, Mike. Look at him. Look at him. Big 15 in the Colts uniform.
Earl Morrill. Jason Garrett keeps saying he's Earl Morrill.
It does look like that. But here's the play of the day.
That's amazing.
End of the game. Blitz throws it up. Michael Pittman Jr., way to go. High pinting the ball. Gets the touchdown there. Titans defense is awesome. A lot like Cleveland, there's just too much pressure on the Titans defense. The Titans offense can't do jack diddly squat. They can't get the ball to Calvin Ridley like there. Will Levis, I feel like, is in his own head. I feel like yesterday he was worried about making a mistake, so therefore he couldn't let the ball go.
Because he doesn't want Mason Rudolph to come in. He doesn't want to get
benched, so I think that affected him yesterday. They didn't throw the ball worth a damn. They broke one run for a touchdown on a 3rd and long with Tony Pollard. It was not a pretty football game, but the Colts found a way to get it done.
Falcons-Panthers 38-20. I'll keep it simple. I like it to Kirk Cousins. Even though he didn't have a big day, he goes 509 week 5 Thursday night. Completed 19 to 30 passes, 225 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, but the running game was the key.
Yes, it was.
Tyler Algier, 105. Bijan Robinson, 95. Robinson had 2 touchdowns. Algier had 1. And this was just kind of a slow suffocation. I picked this game 40-20.
Yeah.
I got lucky because
close.
It didn't feel like it was going to be anywhere close to 40-20 as it was kind of plodding through the first half.
Right. Carolina was, moved the ball a little bit. Andy Dalton had them going to a degree. Falcons had a turnover right on a 3rd down conversion where Ray McLeod fumbled and gave Carolina the short field. But I think what you said was right. I mean, as the game went on, you just felt like, man, Carolina's never going to stop Kirk Cousins in this run game. And this was really the big moment that ended it. It's 28-20, Carolina driving. Andy Dalton throws an interception on the run to the right. A.J. Terrell undercuts it. I don't know why he made the throw or the decision, but that was all she wrote. And then it did become, hey, we're going to run it for 5. We're going to throw it for 5. We'll do whatever the hell we want there. But Atlanta, way to go. 4-2. Didn't look good early, but damn, here they are 4-2 and, looking good in the NFC South.
Well, they could have beaten the Steelers.
Yep.
They could have beaten the Chiefs.
Right.
You could argue they should have beaten the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They had that questionable non-interference call down to the end zone.
Could have lost to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Probably should have lost to Tampa. I mean,
exactly.
It's pretty crazy.
They could be winless.
Year.
They could be undefeated. But the good news for them is they're 4-2. It's kind of like Cousins' season 2 years ago with the Vikings, where a lot of these games are coin flips, and you end up having it come up heads more often than not.
Yeah, turn your notifications off. Show some respect, please. Show
sorry,
your friend
I thought they were off.
All right,
I don't know why that was on.
Over there texting, worrying about your social media accounts and everything there. But no, you said it right. I think the cool thing about Atlanta, I see their defense make adjustments every week, which speaks to Raheem Morris and Jimmy Lake, who are heading up the defense. They're smart. They know what's going on in the game. They adjust accordingly. Encouraging with the offensive line. Their offensive line, as we've talked about a lot early in the season, they're very good, and they got a two-headed monster at running back. Algier is a power sledgehammer. Bijan is special in space. When they work that, and then, of course, Kirk Cousins' decision-making and throwing is still up there with anybody. I would still say his arm is not as powerful because he can't push off with that leg, but the cool thing added on top of that, I mean, Drake London and Pitts have become staples of the offense. There was a lot of crying and yelling about that down in Atlanta, and here we go a few weeks in a row. They've made them a consistent part of the offense. What are you smirking about over there?
That was not a social notification.
Oh, I know.
It's my right-hand man. My right-hand man
Yeah.
who hung out with you the other night.
Your son?
giving me some information that might be relevant to the program.
Okay.
Hassan Reddick has hired Drew Rosenhaus to try to resolve
finagle
his
trade?
impasse with the Jets.
Yeah.
After CAA fired him, they fired him on Thursday.
I'm sure Hassan Reddick is asking to, can you get me traded to Detroit, maybe?
Yeah,
Something like
well,
that. Right.
That would be the appropriate time to try to pull it off, given what happened yesterday. Okay. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.